Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and we have a battle from Nolan. Oh, I love running Ambipom next to the Togekiss. Let's see how it works out for him. And now, because of Slothy Pig, I have no idea what to expect anymore. Is it going to be Yawn Togekiss into absolute destruction? Are we going to be dealing with a Scarf Kiss? Is it modest? Is it timid? So many options, so much craziness. Let's see how the battle ends up unfolding. And it will be the Durant lead versus the Togekiss. Now, Durant is a surprisingly quick little Pokemon, but Scarf Kiss will just outspeed it, and the opponent's going to withdraw the Durant in response, going into that Rotom, and that's going to be Togekiss with the Air Slash. So, Rotom versus Togekiss is a battle of just sheer stubbornness. That if Togekiss stays in and just wants to go for as many flinches as possible, that's what we're going to see right now. So, Rotom flinch doesn't move. That's one flinch. I'm guessing this is a Fan Friday submission. Rotom just gets completely flinched out, and that's where the stubbornness comes in. And 2 flinches. This is going to be an interesting little battle right now. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you just keep going for it. You're like, okay, Rotom hits me. Oh, well, but at least I can get some damage onto the Rotom. 3 flinches in a row for the Rotom right now. Is Togekiss going to take it all the way home? Oh, my goodness. That was even a critical hit. Thus making it to where one less turn, crit into flinch, into even more flinches, 4 flinches and a crit. The opponent barely surviving right there. Rotom gets the 5th flinch in a row. And the opponent gets the forfeit right there. Oh. That's... Okay, my voice just cracked a little right there because I had to... I didn't know how to come out of that oh. But, that's why I love my Togekiss, you know? You just run the Scarf, and fun things are going to happen. Ridiculous. Alright, let's try to see if we get any other battles, like some other real battles or something, but that was pretty awesome right there. And that reminds me of my Tyranitar. When I did the blindfolded battles, and I ended up flinching Tyranitar like 6 times or something, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And you can take it down. You can win those unfavorable matchups if the odds are very much in your favor. Okay, so let's get into some more battles. I clicked the record button a little too late, but Nolan is leading with the Togekiss again, representing that Scarf Kiss super hard right now, and then Pelipper is going to be the response. So this matchup works out pretty well for Togekiss. A lot of matchups end up going pretty well for Togekiss. If the opponent's going for some kind of generic setup, as long as that Air Slash is not resisted, Togekiss is going to make the opponent hate life. So let's see what happens. Yeah, that's a 2-shot. Pelipper flinches, and that's a 2-shot. It just happens that easily. And if Pelipper comes back and Togekiss is still around, then it's over. But going into the Kingdra, so the opponent not even wasting any time, just immediate Swift Swim on the Kingdra. Going to be challenging for the Togekiss, and that will be a Hydro Pump. Okay, so Rain boosted Hydro Pump, not enough to take down Togekiss. Togekiss throws down the Air Slash, gets more damage into the Kingdra. And that is pretty massive right there. Switching out the Togekiss like you do, and then going into the Toxapex. Oh, it's like watching myself play. Because you know Togekiss can endure some super hits. It can endure some of those really overly powered hits. I don't want to be like OP hits, but you know, it has Stab plus Rain plus it's a Hydro Pump. So that's going to be some of the most absurd damage you're going to find on a neutral hit. Togekiss just says, alright, I'll take that. Pelipper comes in. Toxapex has the infestation, so now Pelipper is locked in, while Toxapex gets a chance to set up. But the opponent did bring in Pelipper for a reason, so we're going to see how that ends up unfolding. But overall, yeah, you just got that. You toughed it out on Togekiss. Took a lot of free damage. Pelipper does go for that Hurricane right there. And Toxapex takes quite a bit of damage, but there's a stockpile. It's exactly like watching me play. Spooky. And something tells me that the amount of damage on Pelipper might even imply modest Togekiss. Could also be timid, I don't know. But yeah, the infestation's going to tick Pelipper down as Toxapex gets a free recover this turn. Or Baneful Bunker. That works too. Not a big fan of Baneful Bunker. Never mind. Not me at all. So, Pelipper with the Hurricane, but protecting through it. And then Infestation going to tick down as Toxapex gets the free Black Sludge. See, what I would have done is I would have gone for the recover, because if Pelipper's going down, you're taking the damage, you're recovering, a fresh Pokemon is coming in, while you're also at a pretty nice amount of hit points. But that does risk confusion and all kinds of fun stuff. But then Garchomp comes in. Garchomp with the Earthquake onto the +1 from the Toxapex. Toxapex will be able to barely survive and gets the Recover. So Recover plus Black Sludge actually making it to where Toxapex is gaining health at the end of the turn on this Garchomp. So that could just lead into some extra possibilities right there. Toxapex with the Baneful Bunker, such as that. Baneful Bunker just going to buy a turn for the Black Sludge. Unfortunately, Earthquake does not make contact, so no poison for the Garchomp. But yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can run the Toxapex. You can go Toxic Infestation, or you can go Baneful Bunker Infestation. I personally like the Toxic, because it just ticks down that they have a stall Pokemon if they have high amounts of recovery. It does work to have them toxic, and then that does kind of force some things. But just the 8th health, it adds up. And then Infestation on top of the Toxic is pretty, or on top of the Baneful Bunker is pretty good. But Infestation, one of the few special moves that actually makes contact. So putting Garchomp in a really interesting position and kind of making it awkward for the Toxapex. But Garchomp going to go for the Earthquake, and Toxapex just looking to sacrifice itself. I don't know. I feel like that could have gone a couple of different ways. That all you had to do was protect, get the healing, switch out, get the regenerator, go into the Togekiss. Now you have your flying typing on you, and then you can just air slash through on the now somewhat weakened Garchomp. That's going to be Alolan Dugtrio eating the Earthquake. Something tells me it has a Focus Sash, and it doesn't have a Focus Sash. I was going to say it has a Focus Sash, and it wants to put in the work, but not going to be that way. So, giving the opponent some false hope, and then I guess just going into the manners on that Togekiss. Scarf Kiss going to be able to take out the Garchomp, because either it's Scarf Chomp and it loses, Garchomp flinches, just like we needed right there, and then Togekiss with the Air Slash is going to work. So I think, actually I feel like Baneful Bunker Infestation works better than the Toxic Infestation, because you are getting all of that damage adding up. That Infestation, it's a pretty good chunk. On top of that, on top of the Poison, kind of feels like a Toxic. So that works. But I prefer Scald on my, on how to Raquinate it. I don't even know what I was going for right there. But yeah, we already knew Togekiss was going to win. Like, once the rain ended, it was over for pretty much everything on that team. And that's just how that battle plays out. But yeah, I prefer all my Toxapex going for the Scald Toxic. That way I can either burn a threat if I need to, or I can also go for the Poison if I need to. Whatever's more efficient at the time. Set up the stockpiles and do that. But the Baneful Bunker Infestation, still pretty solid overall. Toxapex did put in work. And again, like, that could have been a 3-0 if Nolan wanted it. But Nolan is such a bad boy that he does not want it. And that sounded a lot better in my head. I wanted to say BA, but I try to keep these more PG. So let's just go into the next battle. Okay, I've enjoyed the battles so far, so what do we have next? Now, the Blaziken matchup is a very interesting matchup, because if Blaziken doesn't go for that Protect for some reason, then Togekiss can just like crazily snowball it. Or even if Blaziken does go for the Protect, oh wait, never mind. I'm still used to reading it in Pokemon like Omega Green Alpha Sapphire, where the opponent's Pokemon go from right to left. But now, the Glaceon lead, it's just something that you'll take. Air Slash, I could get the Flinch, right? Oh, or the Blizzard could miss. Or maybe even surviving a Blizzard. Probably not if Specs, but still, it's just one of those things that could happen on Togekiss. You'll just survive some kind of move. Togekiss, though, it doesn't get the double Flinch, but it gets the double Avoid on the Blizzard. So that's pretty crazy right there. And then Glaceon will faint. So the odds just not working out for the opponent right there. Now going into the Metagross. Metagross, one of those few Pokemon that Togekiss does not like staying in on. But this Madman wants to keep the Air Slash pressure on. So a little bit of damage onto the Metagross. Metagross goes for that Meteor Mash though. So the Meteor Mash will connect onto the Togekiss. And Togekiss somehow survives it. That's what I mean, guys. The bulk is outrageous. And then following it up with the Bullet Punch. So at least understanding what the Metagross is running right now. We have Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash, so reduced coverage at the very least. And that's kind of it. So Steel, pretty rough on Togekiss, but that's kind of it right now. Actually, that's kind of one of the unfortunate things about like the Fairy typing being introduced, is that Togekiss didn't really have to worry as much that, okay, Steel type Pokemon comes in, not a super effective hit, so you'll be fine. So kind of a nerf right there to the Scarf Kiss that I never really considered. Bullet Punch on the Slazzle though, that's not going to do anything. And then Salazzle has the Encore. So locking the Bullet Punch down. Awkward. Interesting. Maybe trying... I don't even know what could have happened there. But going to have a Metagross switch into the Blaziken. So that means Salazzle's going to get a free something and a free Toxic onto Blaziken. Blaziken doesn't want to be Toxic, but at the same time, it's also like not the worst thing that could happen. So, kind of awkward. Like, yeah, that's like a lot of the situations, like, oh, just the battlers are staring each other down, and things kind of get awkward from there. But switches out the Blaziken into the Metagross now. I don't know what that's going to accomplish, because you switch out the Metagross, because Salazzle's going to go for Filth, but reads the Protect. And then Salazzle just outspeeds and gets a Toxic. So now, we got double Toxic on. We have Ambipom, which can actually kind of work out into this. That there's a lot of damage coming out of Ambipom. Psychic on this. Oh! Choice Scarf on the Metagross? No, never mind. Because I was like, wait, no, he didn't. He went for Bullet Punch instead of that Psychic. So I have no idea. Because, yeah, he did Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. So I have no idea what the Metagross is doing. But not enough damage to take down the Salazzle. Bullet Punch comes through. Will be protected. The Toxic does tick down. And if that's a Focus Sash Ambipom, things could get interesting. There's a lot of things that could kind of, like, add to this. So, goes for the Double Protect on the Salazzle. Kind of the best thing that could happen right now is just if you just keep adding to the Toxic. But that will be it right there. But Ambipom comes in and fakes out. Fake out is a little bit of damage. On top of the adding turns of Poison, might be enough to take out Metagross. And then we're going to see if it's Fake Out Last Resort Ambipom. If it's Fake Out Last Resort Ambipom, then this is going to be spooky with how similar we're playing, except for the Tox effects. That's going to be damage from the Fake Out. Metagross is going to flinch. It is the Life Orb, so we are stuck on that. And it means if the opponent doesn't go for that Protect, then Ambipom, Ambipom outspeeds and it's over anyways. But that's going to be the Last Resort, so doesn't go for the Bullet Punch. Metagross eats Last Resort, dies regardless. And the Bullet Punch wouldn't have taken out the Ambipom, but would have made it a little more tricky on that Life Orb. And then it's just down to the Blaziken. But Blaziken, easy one-hit KO with the Life Orb, Last Resort from the Ambipom. And no Protect, no Respect. Ambipom comes in, Last Resort, Blaziken goes down. If it was like Focus Sash Blaziken, not going to happen because of the Poison. So, kind of like awkward switching, and then Ambipom just came in and brought it back. Okay, not like the most impressive battle that we saw, but I just kind of threw it up there, and then we still had some fan fries. But we got to see more from the team. You know, just Toxic those Steel types, throw out Togekiss, and then just use Air Slash until you die. That's some commitment right there, and I gotta respect that. So, hope you guys enjoy the battles, and I'll see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.